Hi, my name is Richard Meyer. I live in Lee, New Hampshire, and I conceived, designed, have tested extensively and am producing a device known as Terra gas. You can see other short videos about this Terra gas unit on our website, but this particular video I'm going to show how to use the unit, how to connect to the phone, how to select the augers, things of that nature. The initial calibration of the unit should be done at the beginning before you have put it in a hole. It has no on-off switch. You just plug it in. You will see the voltage come up to give you an idea what the voltage is. And once you see the voltage, you would connect to it using a Bluetooth app on your phone. The unit connects over Bluetooth and all instructions are listed right on it. At the moment it is preparing. It will tell you every step of the way what it's doing. Initially it operates for 2 minutes to just do a baseline and show the sensors, the operator where the sensors are reading. If this is the first run of the day, then you'll want to run the calibrate button, which is right up here on top. As you can see, the automatic valve just turned on. The fan, or it's actually a blower, is moving air, and it's moving air just through the upper part of the unit. When it's in the soil and is drawing air out of a containment area, a fracking area about the size of a 2-liter bottle, this valve turns off. So it is only pulling air from the soil. It's going to run like this for 2 minutes, and then I'll show you how to hit the calibration button for it to run for 12 minutes and warm up the sensors. So this shows the readout as it appears on your phone. The Bluetooth has 2 different chips, one for iOS and one for Android. There is a protocol to show you how to switch from one to the other. This is the first run of the day, and as it says there, push calibrate to warm up the sensors. This will now run for 12 minutes, so while that's going on, I'll show you the different augers and how the holes work with them. I'm going to show you the 3 different sizes of augers and how you use each one. This smaller auger is 1 3/4 inch in diameter. As you can see, it is only a little smaller than these metal couplings. This is used for when you want to take discrete readings at different depths. So one would drill the hole and then press the auger down in there. I usually kind of use a dropping motion until you get it to the depth you want it. Pack around a little bit is fine. It won't affect things a lot. This unit is designed to be handled about the way you would a shotgun. Don't pick it up and hurl it into the back of the truck from 30 feet away like a javelin, but it is designed to be dropped fairly aggressively down into the soil in a case like this, you know, making a nice little seal. There are special patented devices in here to make a good seal, to make sure they don't destroy themselves, the electronics stay in place. If you are trying to get it down and it's not going, it is probably because your hole is not deep enough. Do not hit this with a hammer. That is not the plane in which it's designed to be used. Also in your standard kit is a 3-inch auger. As you can see, this is quite a bit bigger. This is much easier to use with the hammer drill. It's very rugged and robust. It makes a good hole, and it makes a hole that the air fracks out of really well. These 2 come standard with the unit, and this is the Ryobi battery system which runs the Terra gas unit. It is also the system that I recommend you use for these, which is a hammer drill. All of these numbers will be provided when you order your unit. This is an option that you may want to purchase. It does not come with the kit. It is a pretty hefty 2-inch diameter auger, and I recommend it primarily for hard packed pasture ground. heavier animals, cattle and horses, tend to have a pockmark area of about 4 inches. And then it gets very packed from 4 down to about 12. In order to take good data, I typically like to go at least as deep as 22 inches. So getting through that 4 to 12 inch area is tough. This is what this auger is for. It's not cheap, but if you're doing pastures, you'll want to purchase that as well. So when you have an area where you want to drill a hole, use the hammer drill on hammer setting. Quickly after drilling the hole, drop it down in there. Put this seal down here like this so it not only goes in but settles and finds its way. I recommend drilling the hole for readings of this nature about 22 inches deep, and that pretty much is up to the shank right here on the auger. You saw a shot. The readout on the phone says it's ready to hit run, and this is what you do. Now for a few seconds it's going to draw clean air through the valve and gather some preliminary data, and then the valve is going to go off and it's going to pull the air from out of the soil. Again, a fracking area about the size of a 2-liter Coke bottle. It will take 2 minutes to gather that data, at which point you'll tend to see the data go up and then slightly back down again. We are measuring with this unit CO2 concentration in parts per million, and NOx, which is a derivative of a couple of different nitrogen and oxygen molecules in the neighborhood of 14 to 35 or even 45 parts per billion. This readout on the phone shows that compared to atmospheric, which is 390 parts per million at sea level, we are reading here in this pasture land recently cropped about 6,000 to 7,000 parts per million. And as you can see now, the data is done, and it will give you some information. If this is the last data point, email it to yourself, or my email address is there. This is also when you'd want to capture using any one of a number of GPS locator apps exactly where you took it, so that 6 months from now, a year from now, when you want to compare farming practices with the readings, you'll know about where to go for the next time. The data log will be lost if you disconnect the Bluetooth or turn off the phone entirely. So first you'll want to email it. The upper right hand corner gives you a setting, send log file, and that will give you your usual Gmail, Outlook, email browsers, and then send that log file to yourself, to your coordinator, to me, however you are managing this data. To dust out the interior of the control box, you can see there's where the sensors and wires are. Use a can of electronic or PC type gas and just give it a little shot. It is, after all, bringing up dusty air from the soil, and there will get a little bit of dust in there. There are only 2 maintenance operations. I show you the one about blowing air out of the control box. The other one is occasionally knocking a little dirt out of the inside of this pipe. This system uses a pipe within a pipe, and that's partly to keep dirt from accumulating and blocking up the works. But every 10 holes, your phone will show you that it's recommended to tap the dirt out, and that's really all that's required. It's good to have a wrench handy because it can get tightened up as you put pound it down into the soil, but it's really not very difficult to get it off with your hand usually too. And that really wraps up what it takes to calibrate, use, and run the Terra gas device. I've enjoyed building it. I feel like it has a lot of merit out in the agricultural community, and my contact information is on the website, on this label, pretty much anywhere you can find it.